this video, I'll show you how I made this Bubu gown with a cano neckline. I was able to achieve this with 4 yards of lace fabric with a length of 60 inches. You can also push the neckline to one side like an off shoulder this way and make it stylish, okay? Without wasting much of our time, let's get right into the video. If you're a new subscriber, you are welcome. Please, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to subscribe, like and share my videos. Now, this is the lace fabric I'm going to be making use of, and I have 4 yards here. Okay? Now, this part here is the length of the lace fabric, and what I have here is about 60 inches. As you can see, this is about 60 inches here, and this is the length of the lace fabric. So I'm going to be using this as the shoulder, and this edge here, this place that has the lace edge here, is the yardage part, and what I have there is about 4 yards. So now I'm going to fold this part now into 2. I'm going to be making use of it as my shoulder line. Okay, I'll fold it into 2 and I'm going to merge it like that. Make sure that they are equal. So after doing that, now this is what I have. Then I'm going to come down here and mark 1 inch as my starting point. I'm marking 1 inch because this part here is not equal, it's not even. That is why I'm marking 1 inch, so that it can be even. Okay, so once I'm done marking it like this, I'm going to place my ruler and mark it all the way 1 inch all the way down. Once I'm through with that, I'm just going to come here and I'm going to measure the length of the gown I'm working with. So the length I'm working with is about 61 inches. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for hem allowance at the down part, which makes it 62. Okay, once I'm through with that, get your length, and once I'm through getting that, the next thing I'm going to do is to come back to the shoulder line here, and I'm going to measure my shoulder. So my shoulder is 8 inches, but I'm going to minus 1 and I will mark 7 inches right here. I hope you understand. Once I'm done marking that, I'm going to come down by 2 inches for my neck depth. For my cano neckline, I'll come down by 2 inches here, and I'm going to connect it into the 7 inches mark that I have right here. Okay, so once I'm done with that, what I'm going to do next is to come to the shoulder slope here. I'm going to come to the shoulder slope. I'm going to arrange it properly and come to the shoulder slope. Then I'm going to come down by 1 inch at the shoulder slope, 1 inch after the starting line that I have right here. Okay, then I'm going to come to the neckline and I'm going to mark 1 inch sewing allowance upward. Okay, I'll mark it upward from the line that I already have here. I'll come up and measure round 1 inch, following the shape of the neckline that I have there already. So I'm going to be using that 1 inch to fold in the neckline. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm going to just measure it like that, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to connect from the shoulder line. I'm going to connect from the shoulder line to that 1 inch that I came out by, to the 1 inch allowance. Okay, I hope you understand. I'm going to connect the lines into the 1 inch allowance that I have right here. I'll mark it like this. So once I'm done marking, you can see I'll cut it out. So I'll cut with my 1/2 inch upward here to join the shoulders of the front and the back bodies together. I hope you understand. So I'm cutting out 1/2 inch allowance at this part here. Now, once I'm through with that, I'm just going to cut out another piece exactly like this. I'm going to cut it out again from my lace fabric. So I'm done cutting it out, and this is what I have right here, and you can see it here. So make sure that whatever you're cutting out is the same thing. Make sure that they are even. Okay, so I'll place one part here. The wrong side is the one facing me, wrong side facing me. Then I'm going to fold in the neckline with my 1 inch allowance like so. Okay, just fold in half, then half again, then fold it in just like this. If you have to pin it down, you can do so that you can have stability. Okay, so just pipe it like this with 1/2 inch, then 1/2 inch again, and then you're going to stitch all the way on it, and you're going to repeat the same thing for the second bodies, that is either the front of the bag, the second part of your bodies. Okay, just stitch it down after folding with 1 inch. So once I'm done, this is what I have. You can see it here. Now I'm just going to merge the shoulder line. You can see, so I'll make the shoulder line. I've pinned the neckline. Just pin the neckline together like this, pin it down, and you're also going to pin it down here as well. Then after doing that, now you're going to merge the shoulder together. Okay, just merge the shoulder together. Then once you're done merging the shoulder together, you're going to run a stitch of 1/2 inch. If you have to pin it down, please do, because this clothes can be shaky. So just run a stitch of 1/2 inch, which is our allowance. Run a stitch of 1/2 inch all the way down, and you're going to repeat the same thing for this side as well. Okay, now once I'm done with that, this is what I have. So I folded it into 2 after joining the shoulder, folded it into 2, then pin it down so I can get the midpoint of the bodies. Okay, I've joined the shoulder, then I folded it into 2. Now I'm going to come from this shoulder, from the neckline here. I'll come down by 11 inches. So here you can come up from your bust point by 2 inches. Okay, come up from your bust point by 2 inches. Once you get that line, then you mark your bust round on that same line. Mark your bust round. Then I marked my bust round here, and I added 2 inches for ease. So if you do not want much ease, just add 1 inch. Okay, then mark it on that same line that you have marked out before, which is 2 inches above your bust point. Okay, so if you want to shapey, you can just come down and mark your waistline again. So mark your waistline, then mark your round waistline divided by 4 and mark it like so, and just give it a shape, and repeat the same thing for the hip line as well if you want it to have shape. Okay, just so whatever you use at the hip line, that is what you are going to use up until the hem line. Okay, but do not make it too fitted so that you can be able to wear and pull it off. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is just that I'm going to use what I have on the bust round. I'm going to use the same thing up until the hem line. That is how I want mine to be. Okay, so from the down part here, I'll come up by 11 inches, 10 inches for my slit, and 1 inch to fold the hem line. I hope you understand. 10 inches for my slit and 1 inch to fold the hem line at the down part. So I'm just going to mark from this part, from this first mark here, I'm going to connect the line to the 11 inches that I came up by at the down part. Okay, I'm not going to sew past that mark. So I'll connect it with my pencil up all the way. I cannot use chalk because I'm working with a white fabric. Okay, now once I'm done with that, I'm going to pin it down on that mark. Just pin it down on the starting mark here. I'm going to put my pin, then I'm also going to put my pin at the down part on the down part here. Then I'm going to turn it to the other side like this, so I can mark it on this other side as well. Following the pin that I have there, I'm just going to connect the lines straight all the way down. Okay, I hope you understand. So once I'm done with that, what I'm going to do is to just connect it like this. I hope you understand. So your pin will guide you to know where to pin. So once I'm done with that, I have my pencil, and I'm just going to follow that line. Now I'm going to stitch all the way on that line, and I'm going to stitch on it. This is the second one, and I'm going to stitch on it all the way down here. I hope you understand. Okay, so here is what I have after I was done joining, and you can see what I have. So I have my stitch all around on that mark that we have there already. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to fold the hem line. I'm going to fold it half, then half again, just to fold in the hemline. Okay, with the 1 inch allowance that we have on this part right here, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other part as well, and we are done with our Bubu gown. So if you find this video helpful, do not forget to subscribe, like, and share my page, and you can also check my other videos. You might find something helpful. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to see you on my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.